Hello, my hidden pearls. Today we are going with Oyster, which is a pet that has evaded me for a long time for its level 3 ribbon. Um, Oyster sits atop my stats for most bought tier 6 for obvious reasons. The nice hit of dopamine it gives buying an Oyster is unmatched, in my opinion. And we finally were able to take him home today. Oyster was a pet that I had had the level 3 sticker for a very, very long time, on account of selling a level 3 stoat and getting an Oyster way, way back in the day. And he had evaded me ever since. There was a weekly a little while back where I tried to make a team work with high-level boxfish and oysters, though it wasn't level 3 oysters, it was just oysters. And the logic was if I buffed the health of the oysters with, what is his name? Tropical fish. Yes, that guy. Then the yellow boxfish would allow me to get their attack up to 20. And it's an almost good idea on paper, but it still sucks on paper. And then it completely sucks off of paper. It was a terrible idea. I got surprisingly close once or twice, but yeah, that was a doomed idea. This time I instead scaled it, but I scaled it with a lot of pets that I don't tend to use a lot. So I did enjoy this run just because it saw me using a lot of pets that I don't use a lot. Granted, Tree Kangaroo is not among that list, and he does stay until the end because I love him and would die for him. But aside from that, you know, it was a lot of pets that I wasn't super familiar with. Not familiar, that's a bad word for it. It was pets that I wasn't partial to. Yeah, that's a better way to say it. Yep, we bring in a leaf gecko because we've got our unicorn. We figure, you know what, why not scale some things? If I was cool, I would have put something that I actually was going to keep long term, but I didn't, and also it goes, you know, random directions actually, so, but we triggered our unicorn anyway, so it didn't even matter. And we give some free scaling to this guy and then die. Very unfortunate is what it is, and we get rid of it like that. One failure and I just can't stand it. Bring in Silver Fox for a little bit of extra money and are ready to level up that Tree Kangaroo next turn. This Silver Fox is also something that will stick with us to the end, and I do not use Silver Fox a lot. I couldn't tell you why. I guess I'm just more partial to, like, guaranteed money. You know, I like my weasels, I like my manta rays, Sardinian current, and then we bring in a dragonfly, which we also keep until the end. The cauliflower is here to get some extra scaling on the Silver Fox, which you might notice isn't going to work super well because he is tiny, except, I'm a liar, and actually, he got that scaling immediately, so. There's a Tarrasque, which you really don't see often, but it didn't really help them. The socialism was not help to them, and, that sounds like I'm making some kind of political comment. I'm not. I'm gonna move on. Yep. But we've got this gaping hole in our team right now. Great for us. And I believe we keep the Baghdad Bomba. What is it? Bombas Dal Bombi. Yeah. I believe we keep him until the end of the game, just for the sake of it being a level 3, so we can stat it with Dragonfly. Which again, I don't keep him until the end very often. We're of course looking for that level 3 Tree Kangaroo, because Tree Kangaroo is the best and should always be leveled up, and if you don't level him up, then you're a horrible person. But more than that, we're looking for a level 2 Dragonfly. I mean, it's our scaler and it's barely scaling. That that silly on the Royal Flycatcher was nice, but, you know, ultimately probably pretty unimportant. And there we go. We've got it to level 3. Now we're just looking for the last thing to put on the team. I would have grabbed that dragonfly if I was smart, but I'm not smart, so I didn't. Now, of the things to keep level 1, I'd say Silver Fox is probably not the best, because that is our source of money, but he is staying at level 1 for now. We handily lose this game. It wasn't even close. Maybe if the Sillied Vaquita had given us trumpets instead, it could have worked, but yep. And see, again, we put a chocolate on the dragonfly, but we didn't save the other one, so it's just kind of a question of what am I doing here? We really need to bring in another pet to get some other scaling. In a perfect world, we'd get the Silver Fox level 2 and then bring in another pet at level 1. But this is not a perfect world, and we're just kind of trying our best here. We managed to tie again. We're on turn 13 at 6 wins, so it's not... The going is going to be getting tough very soon. I still don't know what I'm looking for here. That's our chocolates that we need to get that to level 3, though. And I don't know what I'm going to do with the crow here. I mean, we're getting 2 3/3 scales per turn, which isn't terrible, but... Oh, that's so funny. I just noticed that the Frost from the Frost Wolf overwrote the cauliflower, so we didn't get the scale, even though we killed the guy. That's so interesting, actually. Again, I don't remember what I'm looking for. I am just rolling and rolling. Genuinely, what was I looking for? I guess I'll never know. Yeah, I have no idea what I was looking for. We do our level 3 silly hit on the Bombus, which doesn't accomplish much, but thankfully we are able to get a win for the first time in what feels like forever. And we're rolling and rolling again. I could not tell you. Oh, dude, I'm so stupid. I forgot the main point of the video. Holy crap. Wow. Wow. Oh, gosh. Okay. Wow. They silly my tree kangaroo, but since they all have perks, I don't hit anything. That's so sad. We finally grab an oyster after rolling for ages. The fact that I didn't see one the entire time is testament to the fact that this game hates you, by the way. Just pointing that out there. And we leave it at 2 2/3, which is good, because we want to get that scaling from Dragonfly. Our Silver Fox is pretty much huge at this point, in no small part because of the Dragonfly being a constant scaler and the cauliflower coming in clutch. So we live with 1 HP, which allows us to trade with that bus, thank goodness. But we are still looking a little rough here. We're keeping our tree kangaroo at the back as God intended. We finally put a melon on Silver Fox instead of cauliflower because the scaling is just not that important at this point. It doesn't hurt, of course, but you know, that's why we need the melon right there, you know. And we finally get a tree kangaroo chain. I love. We managed to live. Was that with 1 health? I think that was with 1 health. That oyster lived, which came in clutch there. And we finally get that to level 3. And now it's just a race to the finish. If anything, I would... Wow. Yep. Oh, I see the logic. The cashew nut is there to pop melons. I see the vision. Or in this case, the cashew nut is there to do nothing. They have this going on, which we are almost certainly going to lose to. Yep, yeah, wow. And now we're down to 1 health, so it's a little scary. We pop a pancakes on that guy, and we are just rolling for anything good. So we pop that at the back, and notice that the tree kangaroo still doesn't have a perk on it, so it's still going to be able to be sillied by other tree kangaroos. You know, just common sportsmanship, as should be the way. They've got this Kiwanu on the lynx, does a little bit of an ouch, and then that happens, and everything blows up. But we managed to get the win with that 3/3 yellow box fish coming in to save the day. So I don't know if we would have won without this tree kangaroo, but I like to think that he clutched it out for this, because that lynx just obliterated everything. this was a good number of pets that I don't usually use, so I think this was a lot of fun in comparison. Yeah.